Once the camera stops shaking. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is Scott's TCG. Adam here. What's with all this content? I know. I am back bringing you some more Battle Spirits Saga content, and I've got the Call of the Curse starter deck to open up for you today. Click the link previously in the playlist or wherever the feck I've put it to watch me open the Dragon Onslaught starter deck. This one, it's a fun sort of time. So I've explained the rules in the last video. I might make a full rules video on it, but there's plenty of content you can look up already. So let's dive straight into unboxing the second starter deck, which is Call of the Curse, focused on the purple color and the curse mechanic. The curse mechanic is when you attack with one of your spirits and your opponent blocks it, that spirit will die regardless, or if they win or lose the battle. Sort of like retaliation and Digimon and that sort of thing. So let's get cracking, shall we? Let's get opening them up. I opened the yellow starter deck for my entry into the event, but I wanted to do these on camera. I genuinely don't know what's in these things. I know what some of the commons and stuff are, but I've never seen the X-rays really. Okay, so it's Dark King Snake Pendacles. Okay, so I think I know what this guy does. I didn't realize he was an X-rare. Again, X-rare is sort of like your ultra rare or your super rare, etc. So let's. Oh, the card's a bit bent. Yeah, I had to get these through airport security, and I breezed through security, even though it must have looked like I had lots of C4 in my bag with the amount of starter decks that I brought home. Brought like 8 home total, all that sort of stuff. Mental. I also can't get into this for some reason. How's your day going, guys? Watch me fumble with some plastic for a good couple of minutes, please, if you don't mind. Alrighty, here we are. So let's zoom in. The X-rare of the box is Dark King Snake Pendacles. He is a serpent. When he is summoned, you select one of your opponent's spirits and remove all but one core from it and place them into their reserve. And when this spirit attacks, when it is level 2 or 3, you select one of your opponent's spirits and remove a core from it and place it into the trash. So essentially, when you summon this guy, summon him at level 1, 2, or 3. Here's a tip. If you've got the cores available, always summon at the highest level possible, just so your opponent can't activate any nasty burst effects to kill your your level 1 guy. When you can make him level 4, you can make him level 3 immediately, and then just take the cores back off as and when you need to. When this spirit attacks, you remove a core from one of your opponent's spirits. So you summon this guy, basically, take all the cores off of one guy, and then attack with it and remove the last core to kill it. When a spirit is reduced to 0 cores, it is considered destroyed, but it does not activate any when destroyed effects that require a level, because it doesn't have any levels on it, as it will have 0 levels, etc., because there's 0 cores on it. So of course you get 2 Pendacles. You get, I believe, 3 copies. Of Dragon Naga Assassin. When the spirit attacks curse, so this is of course when you attack, and if the attacking spirit is blocked, if that attacking spirit has curse, the blocking spirit always dies regardless. And then level 3, if it's got a soul core on it, draw a card when it attacks. So you get 3 of this guy. You get 3 copies of Segro Snake, a very cool snaky boy. Level 1 or 2, during your attack step, if this has a soul core on it, it cannot be blocked by any of your opponent's spirits with only 1 core on it. So you can summon Pendacles, remove all the cores off of one thing, then summon this guy, swing with it, and then the 1 core guy can't do anything about it. We've got Mimira. Undead, 4 cost, 3 with reductions. When summoned, select one of your opponent's spirits and remove a core from it. Put them into the reserve. Very simple. 4 copies of Mimira. We've got 3 copies of Demo Bones. Demo Bones is just a basic 1-drop. Costs nothing if you've got one guy out already. So we get 3 of this guy. 3 copies of Mummiphant. Mummiphant basically is just another vanilla. Sorry, the light is shining in a weird way. Basically, just costs 1 if you've got a lot of guys out. Otherwise, it's a 4-drop. We've got 1, 2, 3 copies of Okapando. Okapando has Curse when it attacks, and it costs 4 or 2 with maximum reductions. We've got 1, 2, 3 copies of Dark Knight Florence. Again, Cursive level 2. It costs 2 or 1 with reductions. We've got 2, 3 copies of Skullfly. This costs 2 or 0 with no reduction. So when I say this with no reduction, with reductions, again, you're looking at the little 2 cost symbol. So if you've got 2 guys out already, this costs 0. Although you still have to use a core to keep this thing alive, basically. We've got 1, 2, 3 copies of Phasmobat. Phasmobat, draw a card. If your opponent has a spirit with only 1 core on it, costs 3 or 2 with reductions. Stray Soul. When summoned, select one of your opponent's exhausted spirits, remove a core from it, and place it into their reserve. 3 copies of this guy. Probably very good in starter deck meta. I kind of wish we were getting pre-release events without BS1 in it, but it's coming out at the same time. We've got 3 copies of Dark Grail, a magic card. A Nexus card. When placed, select one of your opponent's spirits with 2 or more cores on it and remove a core from them. And then during your attack step, if this has 3 cores on it, draw a card whenever one of your purple spirits is destroyed. We've got another Nexus Purple Smoke Valley. This is a much better Nexus card, sorry. Draw a card when one of your effects destroys one of your opponent's spirits via reducing its cores to 0. So get this guy out, and then whenever you drop your opponent's cores on their guys down to 0, you draw a card from it. Very good. And then put 2 cores on it, and your opponent's your own spirits with curse can't be blocked by your opponent's spirits with only 1 core on them. So it forces you to block with bigger guys, basically. 3 of those. We've got 4 copies of Poison Shot. This costs 5 or 2 with reductions. That is a burst that triggers when your opponent destroys your spirit. You draw a card, and then you can pay its flash to select 1 spirit and remove a core from it and place it into the owner's reserve. This can target your own guys, of course. 4 copies of this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Core Drain. Very good card. Select one of your opponent's exhausted spirits and remove up to 3 cores from it and place them into their reserve. So like if they've just got a bunch of guys out, you could core drain for 3 or 1 with reductions and just get the cores off them and kill them basically. And then its flash effect is it gains select a spirit, gains plus 2k. And then we've got another burst, Bloody Rain. When you lose a life, your opponent cannot attack with a spirit during this turn unless they remove a core from it and place it into their reserve. And then you can activate its flash effect, gains plus 2k, sort of standard. So all in all, this is quite a strong deck, I would say, for starter deck meta. You can of course upgrade it with the Curse Dragons and play fully into the Curse mechanic, amongst other things. But if you're just playing with starter decks for the moment, it's quite an interesting deck. I kind of like the look of it. So that's going to do it for today's video on Punch the Camera. Today's video on the Call of the Curse starter deck. I have more than one, obviously. The next deck coming up is the Aegis of the Machine, the white mech-based deck. We'll have a look at that. And then finally we will have the Forbidden Magic deck, which I will take my own deck apart, put back together for the purpose of the video. If you like this content, let me know, guys. Again, leave a little subscribe, comment, like, all that sort of YouTube stuff. I'm not going to pester you about it, but it does help me out. And yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.